everyone. Today, as Shreoshi Tarapdar, one of the changemakers of the FAIR project, I'm going to talk about Article 21, the status of non-derogability in the Constitution of India. According to law, the basic human rights, all civil rights, are built on natural rights, which are the rights to life, liberty, and property that cannot be curtailed by the state. Man is driven by values. A man's ability to exercise certain rights as an individual is among the values he holds most dear. These rights are necessary for everyone because they uphold everyone's freedom and dignity and promote their physical, moral, social, and spiritual well being. These rights are unalienable because without them, mankind would be relegated to the status of animals rather than being able to develop their own selves and maintain their dignity. Non derogable rights are based not on assumptions we have made about justice or extrapolated from other beliefs, but rather on the core tenets of human life and dignity. Non derogable rights are predicated on the idea that they are discovered by societies and people and not produced by them, which is the core basis of non derogable rights. Protection of these rights is essential to the establishment and development of a state. As a result, the state views the defense of certain unalienable rights as essential rather than merely secondary, and such rights are not subject to exceptions. Non derogable rights outlined a line below which we may not allow ourselves to fall. It is based on an explicit explanation of what is necessary for a life of dignity. In Part 3 of the Indian Constitution, citizens are guaranteed six fundamental rights: the right to equality, the right to freedom, the right against exploitation, the right to freedom of religion, the right to cultural and educational freedom, and the right to constitutional remedies. All of these fundamental rights are justiciable, which means that when one of their rights is violated, a person may file a grievance in court. In the 44th Amendment Act, Article 359 was changed to prevent the state from suspending Articles 20 and 21 in the times of emergency, giving them the status of non-derogability under the Indian Constitution. Article 21 has been stated as the heart of fundamental rights. However, the judicial interpretation throughout the years have changed its meaning and range. The Supreme Court cited a 1962 case called Kharak Singh versus State of Uttar Pradesh, in which the term life was used to refer to more than only animal existence. Every limb and faculty that is employed to enjoy life is subject to the prohibition against its loss. In the case of A.K. Gopalan versus State of Madras 1950, the court observed that each fundamental right was unique from the others. According to this logic, an article was not violated if it was meeting its requirements. The A.K. Gopalan versus Union of India decision, which divided up rights, was overturned in the precedent setting Maneka Gandhi versus Union of India case. The Maneka Gandhi decision, in which the court expanded the scope of the article by incorporating morality into it, set the tone for a broader interpretation of Article 21 by ensuring a right to travel abroad. The Supreme Court has recently expanded the scope of Article 21 by incorporating the following rights: right to privacy, right to speedy trial, right to electricity, right to health and medical aid, right to life in a pollution-free environment, right to choose a life partner, and even right to die with dignity. The decision of the court can become invalid if they deviate from the core principles of Article 21 in the situations. According to the Supreme Court's judgment on Ram Leela Maidan versus Home Secretary Union of India, Chief Justice Kapadia exclaimed, the right to sleep of homeless people in these cases illustrates how difficult it is to uphold the right and whether they should deny restful sleep. Therefore, making the enforceability of Article 21 while expanding its meaning is difficult. Article 21's framework is set up in a way that gives the judiciary a lot of autonomy in how to interpret it. The Supreme Court frequently ignores the smallest details of the cases while articulating principles and norms, further fueling disagreement among the cases and rights. The indivisible core of human rights has been described as non-derogable rights. It is possible to move away from non-derogability and towards the idea of indivisibility by including a wide variety of rights within Article 21, implying that living with dignity is impossible without having access to nearly all human rights that are accepted globally. Madhav Khosla said, while proportionality can do much regarding unjust laws, it can ultimately do very little about poor judging. The court has adopted the proportionality framework of reasoning and has regularly used it, despite the fact that there is an obvious doctrinal gap. However, it is one thing to embrace and liberally use international adjudication methods. It is entirely another to fully put them into practice. The court needs to pay more attention to the rights adjudication process, and this is an urgent requirement. Thank you so much.